As most people probably know, Dan Bongino recently left the Trump administration, becoming, of course, the first high-profile member of the administration to leave. He was the deputy director of the FBI, and as I pointed out in segments multiple times last year, he did nothing but whine about the fact that the job was really hard, and he didn't have any friends, and he didn't get to see his wife, and he had to work long hours, and he had to share an office with Kash Patel. Now, that last one, of course, I'll give you that. That must suck. But he whined and he literally almost cried during one of his segments on Fox News talking about how much he has to work. And he would much rather just be a conservative podcaster and run his little show. And so he left the administration. He announced this week he's going back to his show. And he also decided to go totally insane on social media. Dan Bongino came out just absolutely guns blazing lunatic style and said this on social media this week, just days after leaving his post at the FBI. He said this: I started in this movement as a candidate during the Tea Party movement, and I began my political commentary career shortly thereafter. I helped build this movement, and I sure as hell am not going to let it get hijacked by a group of black pillars, life losers, grifters, and bums. We are a movement guided by truth. The essence of conservative ideology is the preservation of eternal truths. We are not the latest thing group. We are not political cannibals. I've watched quietly from the inside while doing the job I was hired to do, but I'm back now, and it's time to restore balance to the force. The party of truth, you say as you leave the Trump administration, where one of your jobs was probably to go through and redact Trump's names out of the Epstein files, right? Okay, so little weird that he decides to come back and he's like, I'm coming after all you right-wing grifters, which, in my opinion, is literally all of them, Dan. Yourself included, by the way. You guys are nothing but a bunch of propagandist, lying grifters who make a ton of money, like more than anybody else on the left makes. I'll give you that. But you do it at the expense of your own soul. And I don't think that's worth it. Anybody could become a right-wing grifter overnight. You can go out there, get yourself a microphone and a camera, say the craziest, weirdest crap you can come up with, with a right-wing bent to it, and I guarantee you could be a millionaire within 5 years. I mean, honestly, we should put that to the test. We should do a social experiment, but yeah, because it's all a grift. But anyway, in response to Dan Bongino's unhinged attack that came out of nowhere, up pops Matt Gaetz. Matt Gaetz, who most people forgot even existed, decided to tag Twitter's AI chatbot Grok, and he said this: when did Dan Bongino run for office, and how did he perform as a candidate? So a very snarky, middle finger to Dan Bongino, without really being too overt about it, because Matt Gaetz is a coward. So Bongino sees this, gets super pissed, flies off the handle, and says this: maybe if I spent more time at shady parties with moneyed insiders, I would have won. I heard you'd know a bit about that. You've always been a dick, by the way. Grifting off your daddy like a suckling little doggy. When I first met you in the panhandle, I knew you were a piece of shit. It's written all over your that phony face of yours. I hate Matt Gaetz too, Dan, but that was not on the same level of Matt Gaetz's criticism, okay? Right? You took it to 11 and Matt Gaetz is over here on a 2.5 or a 3, just being snarky and quick-witted. So Matt Gaetz then responds and says this: I'm glad you remember meeting me so many years ago. I recall you gave a moving speech about your time in law enforcement. I told you I liked it. I'm deeply proud of my father. We make a great team. Are you saying having a successful father is a bad thing? Did you share that viewpoint with President Trump or Don Jr.? I share your disdain, which he misspelled disdain, for moneyed insiders. It's why I was the only Republican in Congress who refused lobbyists and PA donations. Why are you angry at me? Because you don't like my face? This is your big white pill message against the doomers, that I have a bad face? You made a post about being a candidate for office during the Tea Party movement and twice thereafter. I didn't know that full history, so I simply asked Grok if you had won any of those elections. Apparently, you underperformed as a political candidate, but you're a world-class streamer. Take a chill pill, Dan. And then Bongino responded and said, "That's right, doggy, backpedal away. Good move. Now go blame the Jews for your dumbass tweet." How is conservative media successful? Like, I genuinely want to know that at this point, when this is what they've got. But I'm glad Dan Bongino is, of course, no longer a part of the federal government. It's embarrassing that he ever was, but he's got serious problems. Like, I firmly believe, and again, my opinion is not a medical professional, he's got deep psychological issues that need to be worked out, and I think definitely one of them is clearly an anger issue. I mean, that was absolutely unhinged, and I'll honestly give top marks to Matt Gaetz for his very witty and clever responses. I enjoyed that. I would love nothing more than to be able to sit here all day and just read funny crap like that, because it's a good distraction from the hell that Donald Trump has placed this country in. But nevertheless, Dan Bongino is out of the government, and he appears to have gone completely insane. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.